afternoon. Finally, today, we managed to make another video together. Because this camera is shit and it's super like wobbly when we walk. I want to make a video where we sit somewhere. But for that, we need to go somewhere nice first.
So, where are we going, Andy?
Over there.
Okay.
I mean, that looks quite terrible. Completely in the shade, but I have is so overexposed that you still see my face. Overexposure! I thought that today you explain to me or us determinism.
Determinism?
Yep.
Okay.
In the philosophical way, because in the technical way, I know what determinism is. It's basically that with the same input, you reach the same output. Computer programs.
Actually, in the philosophical point of view, so in the life point of view, it is the same. Determinism excludes chaos.
Chaos in which sense? What is chaos?
Chaos is what creates... Chaos in a scientific point of view is that you can have different outputs with the same inputs.
What is input in life?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
So if I were to know everything about everything, if the world was deterministic, I would be able, with sufficient knowledge and computing power, to predict the exact outcome.
Yeah, it also means that we don't choose, or like any choice we make is we're bound to make that choice. It's like destiny, because we are born a certain way with certain things, so those are predicting some chemical reactions inside our bodies, and everything around was supposed to happen, and it's also creating chemical reactions inside our bodies, and all this at some point it makes us make one decision, and even if we think it's our decision, actually no, it was written before we were born that we would make this decision.
Okay.
In kind of a way. A scientific destiny. It's not God who chose or wrote our destiny, it's just logic.
Yeah. Now we're all too stupid to understand that though. Or to predict it.
Yeah.
So what's the problem with determinism then?
The idea of it. The idea that you don't choose anything, that you are bound to choose it. That nothing is yours. It's the same problem as with destiny.
It's just an excuse to justify decisions, bad decisions.
No, because it also removes the pride of taking good decisions. So why would I take a decision anyway? That's what the universe will make me do. So I was bound to take decisions, so I have no responsibility in my life.
I don't see it that way. Even if everything is deterministic and we will always have the same outcome, it still matters that I do the things that I'm supposed to do. And because I was raised that certain way and therefore the chemicals blah 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 and so on, I make those sort of decisions.
I don't want to live my life as a spectator or a passenger.
I don't think you are, just because it's deterministic.
Yes.
No, I don't agree.
Logic is leading my life, and I'm not doing anything.
I still don't agree.
Just a passenger.
Because you don't understand the full...
It also means that everything has a reason.
You don't understand your brain for 100%. And no, that doesn't mean that everything has a reason.
Yeah, but yes, determinism means everything has a reason.
No, why?
Yes.
No.
Because everything was meant to happen, so it has causes.
Just because something happens doesn't mean that it's meant to happen.
I agree with you, but that's not what determinism says. Determinism says that everything was meant to happen and that just the Big Bang decided everything. That's what determinism says. Determinism says that what we call luck or chaos are just religions, basically. Belief that don't exist. For determinism, chaos and luck, it doesn't exist. It was meant to be like that. And it has reasons that maybe one day someone or something would be able to explain to you. That's what determinism is. And I don't agree. I'm not a deterministic person.
Okay.
I like life because it's random.
Yeah, but maybe you only feel like you can do it because you can't like shrivel out yourself. You're never smarter than yourself.
I'm not saying that determinism is not true. I'm saying that I don't believe it.
Say that you don't believe it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of belief. You're right, we can't know because we're not clever enough. It's a matter of belief. You can't prove any of those things.
Okay.
Like you can't prove that God exists.
Assuming that I, as your boyfriend, would believe in determinism.
Beer, guys, find champagne.
Thank you. What would be the problem?
To me, the problem is linked to our modern society, because our society is getting closer and closer to science. So it always is looking for reasons. When something wrong happens, we are always looking for guilt, for a guilty person. Someone who's responsible for the mistake, for what happened. Sometimes it's just not possible to find anyone who's responsible. Maybe everyone or no one is responsible.
So what would be the problem?
Yeah, you would want reasons and right consequences. And that can be annoying, especially for things that are not important or just completely random.
You remember the last thing? The last time we were...
That's perfect for your mom then.
You were looking for a reason for me saying that I was hungry on WhatsApp.
Oh yeah!
Even more than that, you said something like, what should I say to that? And I said that I didn't give a fuck because it was just a random message. So it didn't have any cause and it didn't need to have any consequence.
So you don't care about how I react to what you said?
No, not really. I mean, yes, there are reactions that I wouldn't like.
Exactly, the reactions that you would like, for instance, the reactions that you don't care about, the reactions that get you angry at me. They can be put together. And I need to pick the ones from the where I don't annoy you and don't get you angry pool.
No, you just have to be yourself.
They're different.
And if you're yourself and you annoy me, then I don't know, you're just not the one.
And if I'm myself and I don't know what I should do, which happens a lot of the time.
Well, when I'm at work, you don't ask me because it makes me lose a lot of time explaining you about determinism.
See, so that's something I need to know, that I'm not supposed to ask you. Why the fuck you just asked me that?
No, it's not something you need to know. I'm at work. I don't have time for this. I'm supposed to work, not talk to you on WhatsApp.
Why did you tell me then that you're fucking hungry? If you don't want...
It was just a
texts me and then complains that she doesn't have time to talk to me. I mean, what?
It was just, I'm hungry.
Yeah, great.
That's nothing. It doesn't take a lot of time.
Okay, next time I will say, me too. And then you will complain, oh, you're always thinking about yourself.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I mean, but what the fuck?
What is it?
Life is complicated.
Yes, it is. Of course it is. You're overthinking things.
Possible. Sounds like me.
You want to be what I want to hear. But you don't get that I don't want you to be what I want to hear. I want you to be your own person. I want to like you for what you are.
Or saying you're fat. You shouldn't eat.
Oh yeah.
What? Did I do that?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, see, but that's something that I need to know, that I can't call you fat if you say I'm hungry. That's like, you need to learn that. Ow.
Do you believe in determinism?
Kinda. but not in that way as you describe it. I do think that if you knew everything, down to the quarks and sub-quarks and whatever there might be, and you knew the whole state of everything, then yes, you would be able to predict into the future. But since there is so much, nobody will ever be able to do that.
So we were bound to meet in Cranfield and to fall in love with each other.
No, it's not about being bound. Being bound is already a higher level concept.
Someone 2 years ago would have been able to predict that we would fall in love, meet in Cranfield and fall in love there.
Yes, if he knew all the particles in the universe and how exactly they interact and so on
So it
and
was
so on and
already
so on.
written 2 years ago that we would meet. Was it already written 30 years ago?
Yes.
So it was written. Someone could have been able to write it down.
Theoretically, yes, if
So
they had
our
the
destiny
ultimate.
was
It's
to
not.
meet each
I don't.
other.
No, destiny is a high level concept that I don't agree with anymore. Destiny is something that humans make up because they need something to believe in.
But here determinism is the same. It's exactly the same as destiny.
No, just because you can predict that something is going to happen doesn't mean that that is your destiny.
If you predict it and you're sure 100% that it's gonna happen, then it is gonna happen. So it's just like destiny.
But it's not a human that can say that this is gonna happen.
Destiny is not a human either. It's God. And that's what determinism is.
I still think that those are two different things. I can make the decision of whatever the fuck I do right now. If I slap you in the face, that's my decision.
Yeah.
And yes, you might be able to predict that I will slap you in the face at this particular moment. Insert, I don't know, something for higher effect. It could theoretically be predicted that this is the exact thing that would be going to happen here because I wanted to prove a point, and so on.
It is logical.
Yeah.
Knowing the causes, the consequences are known.
Yes?
So knowing the causes, the inputs, you know the outputs that you're gonna slap me.
Yes?
Okay?
Yes?
Nothing else can happen. Even at the Big Bang, we could have predicted that you would slap me right now.
Yeah?
So you were bound to do it.
Yeah?
So you couldn't have done anything else than slapping me. So it was not really your decision. Since we knew the inputs, then we knew that you would slap me. Because
Who is we
Same.
though?
the universe,
Yeah, okay.
anyone who is powerful and clever enough.
Yeah?
Okay.
The ultimate entity, yes? Okay.
Okay, that ultimate entity, let's call that ultimate entity, I don't know, something like God, okay? So God knows that because he knows the inputs, like the Big Bang, for example. And because he knows all the inputs and all the logical series of events, he knows the conclusion of them. So he knows that you're gonna slap me now. And he knows you would slap me again. Because you're starting to see that I'm right. And it is the same thing.
Yes, but as a human, this does not justify that I don't take my decisions responsibly.
You
Because
just
I
lose-
don't know it.
You just lose the responsibility. It's just not you who makes the decision.
No,
It's
it
the
is me
atoms
who makes
inside of
the-
you.
Yeah, exactly. And I make up the atoms that make up me is me. Thus, I make those decisions.
Yeah, but they've been written. It's just you were bound to make those decisions. Whatever you
So
do,
what?
you're gonna make those decisions. I find it lame.
But I want to make good decisions for myself.
Yeah, good for you. But if there's a bad decision in your life, then you're bound to do it, to make it,
No? Why?
because it's written.
No. Well,
Yes, it
it's.
It's written in your atoms. And love is just a chemical reaction.
But why? Okay. How can I explain to you what I mean here?
So it means that when you roll dice, then it's deterministic. There's no random. Random is what you cannot predict. And here we are stating the fact that God would be able to predict.
Yeah, God can predict, but we can't. That's for us. It's random. Thus, if I base my decisions on a roll of a dice, that's random. If I decide to kill you, throw a coin, yes or no, what then? Where does that fall in your determinism? Then the coin throw was also deterministic?
Yes, it was.
Yeah?
That's what determinism is, and I don't like this. I don't like to think that everything is written, that I can make my own decision, that I'm just a passenger in my life, that I'm just watching what my atoms are doing. That I'm not responsible for the choices I make.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. The universe is. My atoms are.
You are responsible for the choices you make.
Everything is just
Even
chemical.
if everything is predetermined, doesn't mean that you're not responsible for what you do.
Yes, it does.
No, it does not.
I was bound to do it, so
No.
I did it. That's how it happened. I don't care. It's not my fault. It's my parents'
Yes, it is.
fault. Or their parents' fault. Or it's the big.
There's such a fucking big difference between those things.
It's the Big Bang's fault. It's not mine. I was bound to do it.
No, you were not bound to do it. You had the choice to do something else.
No, I didn't. That's how it was written. I didn't have the choice. I couldn't make the other choice. It also means that everything has a cause. And I also don't believe in that. If I want to be random, then I be
Yeah,
random.
because we as humans are not smart enough. Thus, we don't understand the reasons for why.
I don't want things to have reasons. Yes, okay, we are not clever enough. So we are not clever enough to know if chaos exists or not. So it's a choice we make. To believe or not to believe. And I don't believe. I don't believe because I don't want everything to have a reason, because that's not what I want to believe in. That's not what I want to build my life on. That's not what I want to build my choices on, and I feel bad about it. I feel bad about the idea of everything having a cause and a consequence.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you live nice with that?
What?
That everything has a cause and a consequence?
Okay, I don't understand all my cause and consequences. What? I'm just a human. I can't get everything what I do. I can't, I can't understand all the consequences that my actions have. But I do believe that everything, even if it's a little thing, has consequences. It's just that I don't care about most of them. Because they're irrelevant in my view. If I killed an ant by sitting here, if that changes the next ant colony wars, then
And what about causes? Is there a cause that we choose that spot to sit?
yeah, there are some factors that I know of, like lighting, background position, camera positioning, and those sort of things. Other people influenced it a lot because it was a free spot, but also just the highest level things.
Okay, why didn't we sit here?
Because we came in here and our feet happened to be exactly that long that we stood exactly there and you sat down there. And it's a timing thing, and
This lighting would have been able to change everything.
Yes,
Like just the direction of the wind.
yeah,
That's
true.
not a lighting.
I agree. I just don't see the problem with that.
I think there's randomness.
So be it. For us, there definitely is randomness. Yes, because we can't see everything. We are not God.
I think at the universe level, there is also chaos. I think you can't remove chaos, and chaos exists. Do you know why sometimes we... Because no one knows. Do you know why some people have cancer and some others don't? No one knows. Life is...
But just because no one knows, does that mean there is no cause for it? People get cancer randomly,
That they are random anyway.
but there are certain correlations that have already been made, thus there might be causes. There are certain things that we know of that increase the risk of cancer, so you can't say cancer is random.
Yeah, cancer is random.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. For us, it's true. It's random for us. Because we can't understand everything. We can't understand cell by cell because it's way too much information.
Whatever, we're trying to find examples on something that I explained to you that we can't prove. We can't prove. We can't prove that God exists, and we can't prove that it doesn't exist. I want to believe that chaos exists. You don't want to. Fine.
Okay, let's ask our viewers, my viewers. What do you guys think on the whole determinism discussion that I just held? Does chaos exist? Like wearing two glasses, is that pure random? Is it predetermined that she would be doing that? I could get behind the idea that determinism exists, yes.
I told you that it is about belief.
I think it's the same discussion if P equals NP. People just can't prove it.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, no problem.
That's actually related to determinism in computer science, like a lot. Because NP is non-deterministic polynomial.
If you think that the world is deterministic, then computer science is deterministic. If the world is deterministic, why would the program not be deterministic?
Because we define the inputs and we observe the output. So you're arguing there are no non-deterministic programs.
Yeah.
So wait. Just to get this straight. You're arguing against determinism, but you're also arguing against non-deterministic programs.
Yes.
How did we end up here? I think you're full of bullshit.
And you think programs are non-deterministic and you believe in determinism? So I don't see. You're even less logical than me because
No. This way around it makes so much more sense.
it doesn't.
Computer programs are or can be non-deterministic because computer programs are simple.
Why
As
not?
I said, if you analyze everything about the computer with all the registers and whatever is in there, then yes, you can predict the exact outcome of the program.
So it is deterministic.
Yes.
I still don't understand why
Because the
can be
program
non-deterministic.
is small. The program you
Because
just
you
consider
decide to reduce
exactly,
the inputs. That's
exactly.
all.
That's what we do, and that's what makes it non-deterministic.
Yeah.
Because we say those are our inputs, that's our outputs, and we don't consider the whole computer architecture and so on and so on and so on.
Because we are not able to create random.
Okay, so after like 3 more hours of arguing about determinism in computer programs,
So, I think what we can say, if you agree to let me conclude,
yes, come on, conclude.
for determinism, so his point would be that if we think that chaos exists because we never take enough inputs, we never take enough things into account, and so determinism is not possible because we can't take enough things into account to predict the future. That would be his point, and I think that we would never be clever. Nothing or no one would be clever enough to actually predict those things, and even if it was possible to predict those things, I think that there would always be some more chaos. Even if everything has consequences, we will, and nothing will ever be able to understand that, to predict it. And so I choose to believe that it's not possible, that chaos does exist, and it's not just that we don't see enough inputs.
Okay, thanks for listening to our rambling discussion.
It's philosophy, guys!
Yeah, philosophy lessons by Kemi.
He's so cute, look at that.
You're predetermined to find that dog cute
It's just doggy.
because of all the things that happened in your life
Is it doggy
and
doggy?
all the things since the Big Bang.
Is it doggy?
Yeah, exactly.
Doggy, doggy,
That's
doggy.
why you're not listening to me.
I
at
prefer
all.
cats.
Just because it's
No,
predetermined
It's
doesn't mean
the
we're
Big
not.
Bang is responsible.
No.
The Big
No,
Bang is responsible.
there's a massive difference that you don't seem to get, and I don't seem to be able to express.
It did.
Yeah, because I mean, I just see that there. I mean, even if everything's predetermined, still,
Why don't we see the Eiffel Tower?
because I'm in the way, because I'm so fat.
Yes, you are. Do you know what the causes are? You eat way too much.
We're again getting off the topic here. Yeah. Anyway, I still think that me as a human being, I'm just an ant. I'm just a little ant who doesn't get anything,
Fine, I don't like
And-
this idea, right?
and the ants also don't give a fuck about the freaking motorway that goes by because they don't understand it.
So you think it's not possible that someone would predict the future?
No, too complex, way too complex. And even if they would, then they would be like super beings who wouldn't give a fuck about us, so we would never find out. Again, it's like with the ants. We humans are not gonna go to the ants and tell them, yo, I know what you're gonna do next because I can predict you. The ants don't give a fuck because the ants don't understand.
We can't predict ants.
Not the point. Not the fucking point.
Even if we understand everything, we can still get surprised.
No.
Yes.
Yes,
we
because, okay, yes,
everything.
but we never understand everything anytime. We don't understand everything, thus we will always be surprised. And that's the only fucking reason. Because we're stupid. I'm still interested in what people are gonna comment on this, and if they're gonna comment at all, and what they think. Because yeah, let me know.
Are you curious about how your life is gonna be in the next few days?
No?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't understand it either, but they must be curious.
You are not listening to me. You are still responsible for your fucking actions, because your actions will lead me to do my actions. Point is, determinism might exist. I don't give a fuck. It sounds reasonable.
I sit in the right space, you know.
Yeah, you were determined to sit in that space. But that does not mean that it wasn't your choice to sit in that fucking space. Because it was your choice to sit in that fucking space.
Go away. Let them see the beautiful Eiffel Tower.
So beautiful. It is predetermined when is the exact moment that we're gonna say the catchphrase. And it is also predetermined that we're gonna say the catchphrase. That's just all the things led up to this. But it's still our choice to say the catchphrase. Do you see what I mean?
No.
It is still, you can still refuse to do it.
Yeah, I already made my mind. You have something.
I was predetermined to do this. No, this was chaos that made me do this. This was also chaos that made me do it.
Chaos is not the coast, son of a bitch.
Well, I'm trying to cross chaos. Well, I'm being part of chaos. Where did you go? Ah!
Yeah, you could hear. We learned that we actually act on this. We kind of act almost the same, and we almost have the same consequences of two different beliefs. So let's end the vlog.
Let's end the vlog.
That looks like you. I think it's Pixar? No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's Pixar.
It's Pixar?
It's Pixar. Why not continuing?
Because I don't have any air anymore.
Well, you need to get more then. No, get back up. You failed.
Make your
bag
up. What are you doing? Oh, I don't want to do that.